Testes, testes. This is your captain speaking. Dave's a big piece of shit, and he'll be late. But he be on.
And in other news...
Oh, hey, we got a good mic.
There we go.
Sounding much more gooder.
Sounded much more good.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah.
Tell me what sounds better. This, how's it sound compared to, how does this sound? Which one?
Second sounds better.
This sounds better? Okay, compare that to this right now. How does this sound compared to the last one?
I would say a little better.
Okay, well, last... How about this one?
I would go back.
This one here?
Yeah.
Alright, that's the best one. Cool. Alright, take this.
Very nice.
Very nice. We'll make that stand up straight. So Dave's like, packages in the holidays.
I don't know what to say. I text him, I'm like, you gonna be on the podcast? And he goes, possibly, probably, the second one. Like 3 texts. Bloop, bloop, bloop.
Second one.
Yeah, I was like, okay.
Sugar babies? Underrated.
Oh, I agree. When I had
Tamarind
better
candy? Not great.
No, that does not sound good. When I had better teeth, I liked the sugar daddies.
Yeah, the samesies.
Oh, so good.
So good. So good.
Yeah. What is this? December 23rd. So I wrote down some things we could possibly talk about. I'm gonna list them all now, and then they'll be in your brain, and then they'll come your way when they come your way.
Come my way.
The first one I wrote down last week after we got off the show because Dave and I were talking, and it blinked back into my memory. That fucking guy, when we're watching the Duck game, he said they're gonna do some spicy D. He said spicy defense 6 times.
Spicy.
So I wrote down spicy D.
Spicy D.
It's a big D, so it's a big spicy D.
Big spicy D.
But then we were watching something else like 2 nights ago, and they said spicy, and we just both fucking died. Just fucking, we may have been high, but who knows?
Well, do you get high?
Maybe sometimes.
Do you sign documents?
I've been signing things. Oregon's got a new offensive coordinator. We could talk about that.
Yeah.
We could talk about Dion because primetime he's happier now, and we can talk about why he would be happier now.
He's definitely trying something.
He's primer timed.
He's primer time.
We could talk about the college football playoffs.
Yeah.
We could talk about how Baker Mayfield got released from a shitty team, even though he's like won a Heisman and was like a number 1 pick and all these things. And a shitty team was like, "Hey, we don't want you. Go play for the team that won the Super Bowl last year. That's also shitty this year."
But now it's shitty,
right?
Because they went all in, and now everybody's dead.
Mm-hmm. Yep. That's the repercussions. And then Avatar, from what I've heard, might actually be good. Like, the reviews are saying better than the first one. Like, lots better. Better visuals, which I would hope so, because computers are better. And I'm going to see it. Like,
how many sex scenes are there?
Probably not enough.
Because there's already one in the first one.
Well, they have like multiple kids now, I think.
Oh, so they got to be smashing.
So there might not be any because they may be like, "Hey, we can't do this anymore.
Yeah, we cannot
take
continue.
This anymore.
Jake Sully, please stop slinging the D."
Oh my god. with his braid sex. Which that's so weird because that's also how they ride the horse and the fucking
Skybird.
Like, yeah, weird people. And then they talk to the tree the same way.
I guess that's how you. I mean, Some people like writing.
Oh man, and then of course Carver had to have the same hairdo. And then there's this show on Netflix that has broken all the Netflix records that Dave and I both watched in 2 days.
I don't feel as though I can ever say anything bad about Carver.
No, obviously you can't, but I
Yeah,
can.
you
can say all
can.
I want.
I can laugh at what you say, but I am not allowed to ever say anything bad about Carver.
Nope, not one bad thing.
I'm glad that we both agree that I can still laugh at the funny things.
Oh yeah, of course. Right.
Carver's a cool guy.
Yep. I wonder what that guy's doing.
I think about that on occasion.
Hold on.
Yeah, ask Amy.
I'm gonna.
Oh, I guess I have her phone number too. I have drunk recall on occasion. I was like, oh yeah, Amy actually gave me her phone because I was like, hey, instead of us like talking on Snapchat like creeps, why don't you give me your phone number so we just like text?
I kind of did the same thing, and then she told me, and I was like, oh, I already had it.
You're like, oh yeah,
Don't know why.
because you never erased it.
No, I think I got it again, like when she got a new phone eventually, because that's not a number that I recognized from before. I remember her old number.
Oh, weird. What happened? Well, my computer did some stuff. I got a couple things I could talk about. You got your notepad there?
I do. I can write.
All right. I watched the first episode of the Teddy Hart documentary.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and that's pretty fucking wild.
Oh, I need to finish the episode of um Tales from the Territories, the Portland one.
Yeah,
It's been good. Like I stopped last night though, like 45 minutes in. I was like, this is so good, but I'm stopping.
I need to watch those because like now that I have my shit set up,
Mhm.
Paramount is Austin or Stone Cold, right?
I don't know. What do you mean?
For Paramount Plus?
Oh, I don't have it. I used to have it. I don't have it
Oh, right.
anymore.
Okay.
Yeah, I canceled it like 2 months ago. I guess I could get it again now that I'm working. I just was like, I'm not watching it, and they're not
It's not a
making
big
more
deal.
Beavis and Butthead.
Yeah, exactly. Like I went back to watch them again, and I was like, "Oh, wait a minute! I thought there was a password here." And I tried all the ones that usually work, and I was like, "Huh,
Yeah.
okay, well, whatever."
Yeah. What else?
Sorry, I'm chewing Skittles,
Mm.
and I got a banana one.
That show that Dave and I watched was Wednesday, BT Debs.
Mm.
We started it on Wednesday. Ended on Thursday, both of us.
Started. It's like Solomon Grundy, born on a Monday, died on a Tuesday. I don't know. I don't know about it. Beat your meat up on the floor. Yeah, so it's Wednesday, the new Wednesday Addams show.
Yeah, it's good. Like I mean, that's the short version of it. Like, if you like the Addams Family,
I do.
and don't mind Tim Burton, it's like
I
Tim
don't.
Burton light. Like it's not even
Is that like
Tim
heavy
Burton-y.
Tim Burton?
No, it's very Tim Burton light.
Is it Christina Ricci?
Yeah. Oh yeah, she's in it.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta watch that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Christina Ricci. Yeah.
My favorite part was like there were
She's
several people that did not realize that she was in the show.
both.
Like, how do you not know?
She's both of my favorite parts.
Yeah.
Maybe all three.
Maybe.
I don't know. Still a dime piece in Buffalo '66.
Buffalo '66.
Yeah, it's an old movie.
Oh.
It's a weird movie too, with Vincent Gallo. I think I've talked about it before. It's about a guy who Scott Wood, the kicker for the Buffalo Bills, missed a field goal the day he was born to lose the Super Bowl, and so he's going to go kill Scott Wood as soon as he gets out of prison. But first he has to go visit his parents for dinner. And like he gets there and his mom has watched the Super Bowl every day since the day he was born and like blames him for the Bills losing the Super Bowl. And so yeah, like then he goes and he has to take a woman home for
Oh
Thanksgiving
God,
dinner.
Mickey Rourke.
Yeah, he has to take a woman home for Thanksgiving dinner, and so he finds Christina Ricci, and so he kidnaps her and makes her drive him because he gets in the car. One of my favorite scenes in a movie ever. He gets in, he kidnaps her, shoves her in the passenger seat of her car, and he gets in. He's like, "What is this? One of those shifter cars? I can't drive this. My cars shift themselves. I drive luxury cars. Cadillac, Eldorado, that's what I drive. I can't drive this. So here's what's gonna happen. You're gonna get on the count of three, get out of the car, and you're gonna drive. All right, ready? 1, 2, 3. What did I say? Get out of the car. It's just the way he gets it. It's just I can't drive this car. And yeah, it's a very, very strange movie. It's not a movie I can like freely recommend to people because I don't know that it's a good movie.
I've watched a lot of shitty movies. Like, I'm okay. I'm in.
Yeah, it's definitely a strange movie. But yeah,
I keep forgetting to watch Nope. Like, I want to watch
same.
that, and it's on Peacock for free, and I just keep forgetting.
Have you ever seen Blue Velvet?
I don't think so.
With Dennis Hopper?
No.
Oh, that movie's a trip. It's a David Lynch film. It's fucking.
What was the one? Okay, who's that fucking English dude that you guys are like, oh yeah, he's got a style of films? Guy Ritchie?
Yeah, Guy Ritchie.
He made something that
The Irish
doesn't fit.
that
And I can't
doesn't
remember what it
fit.
was. Yeah, like I was watching something and it was like, this is a Guy Ritchie film. And I'm like, the fuck it is.
You're like, wait,
I was
what?
like, this does not fit
You're
the
like, I've only
fucking
heard
pattern.
I've only heard the word fuck 11 times.
So Buffalo 66 is $12. I feel like that's a little high.
That's pretty high.
I would pay 5 or
I wouldn't
6.
pay $12 to see it, and I like it.
Oh my God. So the song that Wednesday dances to is super stuck in my head. Like, oh, here it is. It was a movie made in 2019, and it's not The Gentleman, which he also directed. It's a Disney movie. Do you want to take a guess?
Who starred in it?
No, that gives it away.
Who co-starred in it?
Okay, I'll look at that. Second, Mina Masoud. Masoud.
Not gonna work here anymore.
Nope. Like, I don't recognize a single person that's not the star.
Did he direct Minions: The Rise of Gru?
No, it's a live action. Oh,
Oh,
Alan Tudyk's in it. Tudyk?
I don't know who
How do
that
you
is.
say his name? You do. Alan. How do you say his last name?
Alan the Dick.
It's this guy, Steve the Pirate.
Pirate. What's a pirate? It was Steve the Pirate. Yarr, walked around with
Will Smith stars in the movie. And he
I have
doesn't
no
have to
idea.
cuss on his raps to sell records.
I have no idea what movie this is.
Aladdin. Guy Ritchie
What?
directed Aladdin, the live action Aladdin,
That's weird.
which
That's
now
weird.
makes me want to watch it.
Ah!
Hey, fumble! Fumble! And recovery.
We're good. And
And
nobody
we're
panicked. We got the ball
back.
back.
I panicked a little.
Huh?
I'm gonna yell fumble every time. Fumble!
Anytime somebody drops something.
Right? I watched a TikTok earlier that was like, what's an obscure movie line that you reference all the time? And I was like, have you guys seen Porky's? Son of a bitch does it all the time. It's fucking Smash, man.
Fucking Smash, man.
And I did that backwards, but it's still like that's one that our group does regularly. Oh, look at this fucking guy.
Finally shows up.
Oh.
Hey, my name's Dave, and I had to deliver some packages.
No, I may have gotten high before going to the gym and then lost track of time.
You're like, oh man, these hack squats feel great.
Yeah.
Kids at the what's this guy? Oh, he's shaking up something. Anyway, kids in the weight room today. They'd left a bunch of weight on the leg press, and I was like, I'm gonna just go do it just to fuck with their heads. And I fucking get on there. It was like 435, which is not that much for a leg press. And I'm like doing it a bunch of times. They're like, can you do more? I'm like, probably. I wasn't like trying hard.
Mm-hmm.
They're like,
you're like,
what?
I could probably do this with one leg if we're being honest.
I thought about it. I
could probably do this with calf raises if we're being honest.
Oh, I did. I was pushing it up and catching it.
Good thing your knee didn't go backwards.
It's not that much though. Like that's only twice my weight. Like if you think about it that way, that's not that much for a leg press.
It's not that much. It's like if you were giving somebody a piggyback ride and you crouched.
Right. Oh, we can talk about that text. Did I send you guys the text that I sent to the secretary yesterday?
No.
You sent it to me. I seen it.
Oh,
about the little girl.
Yeah.
I heard about the kids trying to get the girl to show them her boobs.
So funny thing was that was the same girl that got pissed at me yesterday and ended up going to the office.
Oh God.
Right? She's just a train wreck. 7th grade train wreck is the name of the pre-show, by the way.
Showing up. But, I saw some boob in 8th grade from an Australian chick.
Was it a good day?
It showed up, my God.
Bloody good day.
My God, mate, you're the best.
So I said, did what's her name come see you? She refused to participate in PE because she said, I'm on my period, I can't. And I told her the Olympics don't stop because of menstrual cycles. I said she could go to the office and tell them. She didn't like that and told me I was a bitch and she hoped I got fired. Then she flipped me off as she left the mat room and told me that I'm the worst substitute ever. All I asked her to do was some squats and push-ups. I was like, what is your problem? Like, you might, like, with that attitude, you might be on your period.
See, I was having this conversation with Bailey earlier about these people that's like, how do these people end up with like 45 jobs in 3 years?
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, how do they like work here, work there? It's like, because I said like, oh yeah, there's this one chick that I wish was still at the shop, but like the first time I saw her, I knew she wasn't long for any job.
Yeah.
Like 3 months max anywhere she's working. Yeah. And you just know that something's gonna happen.
Mm-hmm. There's a chick I know that she's probably, it's crazy because she'll always be like, oh yeah, I'm at work at so-and-so. And I'm like, didn't you just work at like DHS or some shit? And she'll be like, oh yeah, I quit that last week. And I'm like, and you already have another job? Like all the time. Probably has 6 jobs a year.
Damn.
I can't.
I don't get that.
Like,
I felt bad when there was a string of jobs that I did were like 10 months.
Yeah.
A string of those, and I felt like I was like, man, that doesn't look good at all. But then I never had trouble finding relatively no trouble finding a job.
It was like that girl, she was being a bitch, and I was like, look, I've been a sub longer, and as I paused as I was saying it, I'm like, been a sub longer than you've been alive. And I'm like, yeah, 2006. Yeah, there's no way you were alive in 2006.
Yeah. You're post towers.
I mean, like, I guess technically I wasn't a sub for 4 years, but like I was still in education, so counts.
Count it.
Yep.
It's like, oh, I'm sorry I didn't just let you sit around and do nothing all day.
Well, the thing is like all she had to do was like one squat and be like, I can't do a push-up. I'm going to try. And then I'd have been like, okay. Because there were definitely people that were like, dude, I can do like 2 push-ups. And I'm like, all right, try it.
Do your
I don't
best.
care. All I got to do is write it down. Just don't be a bitch about it.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty simple.
I just got to write down that you did something.
I don't even have to write down that you did anything. But don't be a bitch. If you don't want to participate, say, hey, like, I don't feel like I want to do this today. It's all about your attitude and effort. If your effort's 0, that's fine. I can write that down. But if your attitude is shit, I'm gonna be an ass.
That's fair.
Respect
I'll drink to that.
given, received.
It's a two-way street.
See, that's what I heard. Go Ducks.
Go Ducks.
Oh, that was weird.
My protein shake with a beer.
Dave put his arm like to the side, but on my screen, I had went like this at the same time, so it looked like his arm extended into my screen, and I was like, ah.
I fired up on somebody at work today. Like for the most part, like people so far have known me to be the relatively laid back, like probably stoned guy that's in the warehouse.
They also tell Jake, don't go near the motorhome because they know Jake is about that life.
They know that something's about to go down if I do that. Turns out that was the boss's motorhome, and there's a reason. Like I shouldn't have gone near that shit anyway.
Sure.
What was I saying?
People have known you.
Oh yeah. So the French dude who's the head of the paint department came in and like started bitching to me about something, and like I was just not in the mood today. I was not having it, and so I fired up
in here.
I fired up on him like Stone Cold did at Paul Heyman. Where I'm like, yeah, you know what? I don't have anyone out here, and you know what? I'm doing everyone's fucking job, and everyone's in a fucking hurry until they're suddenly not. I'm out here busting my ass fucking day in, day out. I got no help. I got no backup, and I got people coming in here like you asking me for shit that you know where it is, but you just want to come in here and give me shit about it, and I know it's cold.
And I know it's cold.
and he gave me the two hand, like, you know, the meme of the guy with the knife and then the guy with the 2 hands. He's like, yeah, bro, I mean, we're on this. I like, yeah, you know, I got it. Like, we're good.
Could you do me a favor with that French painter? Start calling him Monet.
That's really funny.
Or Matisse, since he's a French guy that is the head of the paint department. I mean,
it just makes sense. Like,
yeah.
I'm surprised you're not already calling him Monet right now.
Yeah.
I'm surprised we're not calling him Monet right now. Hey,
okay,
Monet.
Was it Monet or Monet that had syphilis?
Monet.
It was a joke. Promotions 11.
I was quoting Family Guy when Brian dates that one chick from the hills.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, oh yeah, we went to this Monet exhibit. She's like, it was Manet, honey.
You missed it, Dave. We talked about, or I was like, I just saw this TikTok where it was like,
stop.
Exactly. What's a obscure movie quote that you use all the time? And I said, he's fucking smash, man. Son of a bitch does it all the time. Porkies. Need to make that TikTok. You still haven't made yours. What if I told you? Video.
Oh, yeah, well.
He got busy signing documents and forgot.
That's, you know, probably. I got busy yelling.
Dave looks around. He's like,
where's my thing?
Speaking of documents, I got things to write down. Over here doing out the side of his mouth like Kenny G.
That's what she said. Mr. Burgundy, will you play Yaz's flute?
Oh, he's on Wednesday. Fred Armiston.
Oh, yeah?
He's Uncle Fester.
Excellent. He
doesn't show up till like episode 6, though. Still good.
All right, man. Are you ready for a good-ass show?
Yeah.
Cool.
I'm gonna start timing to see how long I can stretch it out.
That's what she said.
That's a good joke, Dave. That's something we've done before. All right, here we are.
It's like it's original.
We're back again. It's another edition. It's another episode of my show. And he's definitely signing documents and making sure he gets your signature before he drops off a package. It's Dave.
Well, I'm just Robin.
Robin.
Hey, the son of a bitch does it all the time.
Fucking smash, man.
Yeah, and then not introduced by that other guy. He's got a cough button and he just used it.
Yep.
And it works.
One in a row.
It's
me. One take Jake back in the saddle again. Yeah, we've got we were making a list but we weren't checking it twice. Don't get any ideas.
Once.
It's not the holiday show. But yeah,
when do we do the holiday show? Next week or week after?
Well, 2 weeks from now will be the 21st when we record.
So probably that one.
Yeah, probably that.
That's
one.
the grievance show.
Oh shit, that is a grievance show. It's the 21st.
Yeah, so episode 256 if you're counting at home or wherever you listen to podcasts.
Or yeah, that will be the airing of the grievances. We may even try to get a special
Festivus Miracle.
We may get a special like input from the former member of this podcast, Alex.
I mean, it is still his show.
Until it's his name is still on it. That's for sure.
Yeah.
He isn't, but his name is.
He's not. No. It's like Warner Brothers. Like, they're not on anything. They're
It's
just
like,
over there. Welcome to the WB. I was waiting for Dave, but Jake with the nope.
Nope.
Cut that.
Leave it in.
Leave it in.
Oh man. Oh,
yes.
I need to sit up so I can actually see them.
Right? Dave and I forgot to mention we were watching this football thing the other day and they were talking about Spicy D.
Spicy
D.
What is that guy's name? Rod Gilmore?
Rod Gilmore.
God, that guy sucks.
Rod lack of skill.
No, it wasn't wasn't Rod Gilmore, was it?
It was Rod Gilmore.
I think it was.
Stanford
it was on the Civil
Butthole.
War.
Oh yeah. Because it was the next night when we were watching NFL.
Yeah.
Some guy said spicy, and I was like, all right, NFL Rod Gilmore or something.
Yes, that's what it was. I think it was a Monday night even.
NFL Rod
maybe.
Gilmore.
Yeah. That's stupid. Yeah, so we were watching Civil War, and I noticed it, like, it might have even been in the pre-show. He mentioned, the Beavers like to turn up some spicy defenses every once in a while. They like to turn it up on third down. And fucking 6 times throughout the Civil War. Like, let's make sure they know that this is a spicy defense.
There are guys.
Muy caliente.
They get their crutch words and they get stuck on them.
He got stuck on them.
One that I've noticed, and it's really funny that this one got passed down on KWVA, listening to the simulcast when I was watching the Oregon women's volleyball team.
Yeah.
Like the guys before them, who were the guys I knew, his crutch for every time Oregon would score a point, he'd say, "Hey, she found the floor." And like that was like almost every time they'd score, if it wasn't a direct kill or something like that, he would say, "She found the floor."
Okay.
And
I was like, "What?" Oh,
yeah, found the
volleyball.
floor. And so that one got passed down. And now I was listening to the game when they beat Arkansas, dominated in the fourth set. It just constant found the floor. And I was like, you guys have to break this cycle at some point. Somebody has to stop saying "found the floor."
You should do a found the floor counter and just start on Twitter being like, hey, guess what? 38.
38 found the floors. Tomorrow, Thursday, 8 a.m. is the Sweet 16 against Nebraska.
Oh, well,
So
if I don't work, or I do, I'm watching it.
That's gonna be a big game. So
Yeah. If I don't work, I'll be at home waiting
Watching
for snack day, watching it. And if I do work, I'll be at work waiting for snack day, watching it.
watching it. There we go.
Yes. I like
I
snacks.
will not be watching it
Why not? What's wrong with you?
because I'll be working.
Nerd, I'll be working too.
Nerd. You're not supposed to drive and watch TV though. Like,
Since when?
it's frowned upon. I don't since TV was invented to be portable. I don't know.
Do you remember I had the Switch in my Ranger, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I could watch. I remember one time Heather decided that she was going to move to Las Vegas, and I said, "You got the money to pay for gas, right?" And she's like, "Yeah, totally." I'm like, "Okay." She didn't.
Nope.
So we got to about Grants Pass, and I was like, "All right, bust out some gas money." She's like, "Well, I've got like $100." I'm like, "That's not gonna get us to Las Vegas and me back."
And certainly not you back. Yeah.
Yeah. And so yeah, I just put on the Big Lebowski in the DVD player and watched it the whole way back
Nice. I
from
like
Grants
it.
Pass to Eugene. And so yeah, it was because
awesome.
I mean I've seen that movie so many times I don't have to watch it.
Right.
Yeah.
And she hadn't seen it, so I'm like, here, watch this.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Cool, I guess. I mean,
you were about to say that's funny, and you
I stopped myself 3 times already. That's funny.
Yeah, that was probably my favorite thing I ever had in my car was the screen that I could actually watch DVDs and movies on.
But the Navigator has it in the back, which is not as cool. But like if I put in Star Wars, like Riv was watching Star Wars, Dave and Riv were watching it. Which game were we going to? I don't remember. I think it was the one we had game day when it was like super early, and I put it on just to put it on, and like I like listening to it. I'm like, I know exactly what's happening. I don't need to see it.
Right.
And she's like, yep, this is cool. I like this movie, and I'm like, good. There's
another.
There's 8 more in this series, plus multiples that don't even technically count. So
there's a lot of story here.
Much story. Like she likes Grogu, but she has no idea about the story. She has no clue what is going on in there. But she's like, it's a baby Yoda. That's all. As an 8-year-old girl, that's perfect. Baby Yoda.
Let's be honest. As a 35-year-old dude, that's perfect. Like right? That's all. I was like, oh, cool. We got a baby Yoda and this Mandalorian with a stick that's gonna protect it. Cool.
Did he have the stick yet? He had the gun.
He had a gun, but at the end, he's got a stick.
Oh, we should be getting more of that soon. When does Mandalorian come out? Is it next year, like February?
Well, it has to be at this point. It doesn't come out like the next 2 weeks.
Ooh, hey, I'm gonna ask Dave the same question or sort of question I asked you earlier. What Guy Ritchie film did he direct in 2019 that was a Disney movie?
Fuck if I know.
Do you want a hint?
Sure.
It's a Will Smith movie.
A Will Smith Disney movie?
Uh-huh.
Live action?
Uh-huh.
Welcome to the WB.
I don't know. I got nothing.
Aladdin.
That was Guy Ritchie?
Yeah.
Will Smith's in Aladdin?
I heard him. Yeah. He's the genie.
Will Smith's in Aladdin?
Will Smith's in Aladdin is the early leader.
With a question mark.
Question mark.
Okay.
But what are you gonna do with this news, Dave? Like, how's this affecting your life? Like, it seems like it's rattling.
Now that you know it's a Guy Ritchie movie, do you want to watch it more or less?
More.
The same amount.
I want to see
same
it.
amount. The more or less or the same amount. Yeah.
I want to
zero. Still zero.
Feel the Guy Ritchie-ness.
See, that's the way I described it. There was I was like, there's a movie and it doesn't have the Guy Ritchie-ness that you're used to, the Guy Ritchie telltale signs. And he also directed
Jeff
The
Work,
Gentleman that came out in
Jason
2019.
Statham.
Right.
The holy trinity of Guy Ritchie movies: Blood, fuck, and Jason Statham.
Blood fucking Jason Statham. Now the name.
This is how I get I just want to get blocked on Twitter by famous people. That's all I'm really looking to do.
March 1st is when Mandalorian comes out.
It should come out on March 4th, because that would be cooler.
Why?
I don't, because March 4th, like you're marching forth.
All right. Oregon's got a new offensive coordinator next. New OC. He's already in town.
Who is it?
What do we think about this kid?
I'm down with it. I like
Dave
it.
has no idea. He's the University of Texas San Antonio's OC, and he's moving on up.
Moving on up
to the West Coast.
To the West Coast.
Yeah, exactly.
To the Hatfield Dowling complex.
So I mean, like, I don't really. From what Bale said, he was like, this guy was told that Oregon has a system and he's going to just basically fit into it. And so we're not changing much. He's going to be calling the plays, and then he can add in his shit whenever he wants.
I like that.
I'm okay with that. It kind of makes like whatever hire they made, as long as he knows how to call plays, I'm good with it.
Well, I mean, it was one of the things that I've read and that people have been saying is that they're like, if you don't think that your offensive coordinator is going to be head coaches in another school is a good thing, then you don't understand college football.
Right.
Like the whole point of being a coordinator at this point is to become a head coach. And if you're a good coordinator for 2-3 years at this level, then you become a good coordinator for 2-3 years at this level, then you become a head coach at this level again, and then you move your way up. Like Kenny Dillingham probably got a little bit of a golden parachute with Arizona State because he's in a Power 5 conference in a place that's going to be really, really easy to recruit to, with some place with some deep pockets. And the only thing he's going to have to worry about are expectations.
Yeah.
Being able to score points. As long as they're scoring points, people are going to be fine with the team struggling, but they're going to have to be electric on offense.
Yeah. I think him as a hire is okay. I mean, he's 32, I think.
Yeah.
32 is pretty young for a head coach.
Well, that's about how young Sean McVay was when he took over the Rams.
Yeah, that's true. But there's only one Sean McVay.
Yeah.
So maybe there's one Kenny Dillingham.
It's true. Even though he looks incredibly silly with his off the rack suit.
Oh my God, that suit was so terrible. Did we talk about that last week? I think we did.
Hey, Dave with the sniper shot.
No, we did talk about it because we watched the video. We did talk about it. Yeah.
That's right.
It's so bad that you're bringing it up a week later.
So I just want it to be the most fun place, and we're gonna have fun, and it's a fun atmosphere that's gonna be fun.
It's gonna be great on Saturday night or Saturday day. Whenever we play.
Or maybe Saturday morning.
Or it might even be something really cool you didn't even know about.
Yeah.
Sometimes we'll play on Fridays, like Friday Night Lights. We'll do that, especially like in the early fall when it's hot. Like we'll play a lot of night games, but sometimes we'll play on Thursday because of like our contract with the conference. So be ready to cheer on Thursdays, Fridays.
And sometimes we'll play on a Tuesday and then we'll serve tacos.
That we might have the first ever Tempe Taco Tuesday, so it's gonna be fun. So be ready for that. And
I went to the Tempe bars when I was in Phoenix, and God, wild. I like it. Like
I said,
you remember how
crazy
crazy stuff.
Exactly.
You remember how crazy stuff got when we were in Horvalis. That was like nothing. It's like this is the place.
It's wild to look back on like the bar scene of the early 2000s and the late 2000s, and like there was some wild shit going on.
The whole 2000s.
Well, I realized
The
that I
first
wasn't
10
really
years,
part.
like as he said it, he probably realized it.
Yeah, I realized it because I was like, well, I wasn't really part of the early 2000s in the bar scene. I was there in the late 2000s, and so I made a correction. Thanks, Dave.
Yeah.
You say you say 3 things on the podcast, and one of them's correcting me. Thanks.
Oh my god. Moving on up made me think of Dion though, and
Oh,
his whole thing.
Oh, yeah.
So my dad texted me. What did he text me earlier? It was something about Dion, and I was like, "Oh, you didn't hear about all the shit that was going on."
Oh.
And I texted him like a
oh.
little bit. He didn't know. You didn't know? What did he say? Oh, he sent me a thing that was like, oh, it was the ESPN host criticizing Dion for leaving the HBCU for a big promotion. He sold a dream and then walked out.
Yeah.
And that was a Fox News story. And I was like, yeah, I heard they're mad, but they also had him paying for his own assistants, and he was paying for food for his players, built a players lounge that the school didn't pay him for. Then they made sure to screw him over on revenue things like the 30,000 in attendance thing,
Yeah.
where if they had over 30,000 in attendance, that he got a percentage of the ticket sales or some shit. So they capped it at 30,000 in attendance. Man, here, let's.
Wow.
Do you still have the text that Bale sent?
Maybe.
Here,
See
I
if
got
can
it.
find it.
So,
All right.
according to my source, JSU is in the hot seat for misuse of football funds. Individuals was stealing money from football program by moving it to general funds / scholarships, basically stealing from prime and players. 80% why Deion Sanders is leaving. This will be the next breaking news. You heard it from me first. I don't know who this guy is, but I don't care.
John Jabronsky.
And then he says, and then the plot thickens. Let's run it down. JSU put it in Deion's contract that after 30,000 ticket sales, he would receive a percentage of the sales. That didn't happen the whole time he was there. The ticket sales got missing. The numbers, they just disappeared. Dion, the football team, and the staff never saw any of that money. Well, the football team shouldn't see money, but anyway, there was
now.
right.
NIL Bowie.
There was a lucrative TV deal in place that Dion wanted to get, but the university did not. Dion, with his own money, built a new locker room and tennis courts. All the new designs were out of Dion's pocket. The new players' lounge, Dion. He also used his own money for feeding his players. All the fancy meals that you saw players eating, Dion paid for. When Jackson State went to the Celebration Bowl last year, the school didn't give any money back to athletics. Dion used a lot of his personal money and funds for numerous things around campus. The university did not help. The president wanted his name in the headlines as much as Dion. Dion wanted to coach the Celebration Bowl this year. JSU president told him no, and the Celebration Bowl is sold out. The jury is still out on whether he will or won't. Isn't that this weekend, or is that later on? I don't know.
I don't know what it is.
A last minute offer was made for $1 million for Dion to stay, but he had to pay his staff out of that. There was no new offer made after the first year of success. Now, I had already heard about the player or the coaches, his assistants, he was paying them because they were paying him like $30,000 a year. And Dion's like, no, that's bullshit. Also, Dion was only making $300,000 a year for a coach that's bringing in College Game Day and getting Good Morning America to show up to their campus. Like the dude was getting Jackson State put on the map.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know that I definitely heard of Jackson State before, but I didn't care.
We're very well educated college football fans.
Yeah. But why don't we care about Jackson State? Because
they
they're
don't win.
irrelevant. Yeah, exactly. They don't win. And I mean, if you win, cool. If you lose a lot, we might hear about you. But if you're kind of in the middle, nobody cares. You're just Oregon State.
Occasionally you do something big and you make a big deal out of it.
I can't believe they had 19 kids on the all-conference team. I was like, oh, we got 15. That's not bad. How do they have 19?
I don't know.
I didn't vote. That's why. And then I saw in the news that Jack, whatever his name is, their quarterback linebacker, they're like, he won some award. And it's the award where you basically don't play one position. It's that award. What was his name? Jack
Coletto.
Yes, that guy. I don't know how nobody picked up on Jack. What is it? Master of none. I don't remember how it goes. Jack of all trades, master of none. There it is.
Yeah.
Boom. How did nobody pick up on that? I would have used it. I mean, I did, but nobody
Just called
was
Jack
around.
of all trades.
Nobody was around to hear me, so it's fine.
And you didn't vote.
Yeah, and I didn't have a vote in the all-conference thing, so that's kind of bullshit. Who do I write about that?
Let's see. The most power I ever had, I voted for an all-tournament team. That was cool.
I voted for the all-state 1A football last year or 2 years ago, and I voted for my former quarterback to be the first team all-state quarterback. He got second, but
I had it was first. The NCAA baseball regional. I got to vote on the all-regional team.
That's kind of cool. Yeah.
I voted in the primaries once.
No, you didn't.
I've never voted in a primary because I am not a registered Democrat or Republican. I'm independent.
Yeah. Well, up here in Washington, we ain't got no party affiliations.
Oh.
You just vote on what you just like when you get your ballot, you just pick which party you're going to vote on. And so it's like you can vote in one primary, but you select which primary you're voting in.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of cool.
And then after that, they do what's called a top two election, which is, they take the top two candidates regardless of party affiliation. So if it's two people from the Green Party who are the two most popular candidates, those are the two most popular candidates you're voting for. It does not matter which party you represent.
Interesting. I think we need more than two parties.
Yeah.
Yeah. We do have more than two parties.
Yeah, but like two that actually get two that count. Yeah. Two more than two that seem to have a say.
Yeah. It's like saying that Oregon has more than two universities.
I mean, I guess technically they do.
The two that count.
Right. Same answer. Same exact answer.
Yeah.
How many universities does Pennsylvania have that count? One. Nobody gives a fuck about the Penn Quakers.
Yeah, I was like, they have Penn and they have Penn State. And Penn is an Ivy League school, so they're not even like real sports.
Yeah, they're not real.
They do like water polo and diving.
Crew.
The funny part about when you said diving was I was like, how do you compete for scuba? I don't understand. My brain was like, huh. I mean, I pictured Creed trying to do his scuba. He's like, well, then what is this even all for?
I can imagine just Creed coming up from the bottom with somebody else's scuba tank. Like, I win. Like, Creed, no.
Back scuba. That needs to be a thing.
I'll drink to that.
What else has been going on is the old World Cup.
Oh my God, we're out.
Yeah, well, we went about as far as I expected us to go.
Right.
And so, like, I'm not.
We made it out of group stage.
We met expectations.
Met expectations. And there's nothing worse. There's nothing worse than meeting expectations.
Right? That really is the worst. Like when we coached at Days Creek, I was like, well, we'll make the playoffs. And we did. I don't know if we won many games, but we made the playoffs.
We won one.
Yeah.
Yay.
The last year I was there, we won 2 or 3. I think we only won 2. And that we would have won 3, but we had a bye in the first round.
A bye.
Hey. Oh my God.
Worst Backstreet Boy impression ever.
We are terrible.
We are the next Backstreet Boys. The next Street Boys.
The next Street. That would be a good gamer
The Trailer
tag.
Park Boys.
The next Street Boys.
The next Street Boys, yeah.
It's all their kids.
Aaron Carter.
That might be a thing. Wait, isn't he
He's
dead?
a brother, and he's dead.
Yeah, that hasn't stopped anybody from making music with someone before.
That's true.
I mean, all of a sudden, there's a ton of Takeoff albums coming out.
Yeah, it's weird.
It's like, oh, I was working in the studio with Takeoff. Huh. So you paid $150,000 for 10 features? Got it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'll take it.
Okay.
Jake, what were some of the things I told you about earlier?
Some of the things you told me Wednesday.
Oh yeah, Dave and I watched that.
Yep.
Tell the good people about
2
it.
days.
2 days.
2 Daves. We started on a Wednesday.
So to speak.
Yeah. Heyo. First of all, I have a new appreciation for Jenna Ortega. Like, she might kind of get it.
Who's Jenna Ortega?
The chick who plays Wednesday. But then, does it make it weird that she plays like a teenager? She's like 23.
Didn't you watch Euphoria
where is that
or
line?
something?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Dave, find the line. I did not watch Euphoria.
You should.
Yeah,
I haven't watched either.
Euphoria is way better than Wednesday, and I liked Wednesday. There's just like one character that I'm like, what? And when you watch it, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. And anybody listening knows exactly what I'm talking about.
In Euphoria?
Yeah.
Okay.
Not Cousin It or Thing. Ooh, are they going to have a Cousin It on the Wednesday show, do you think?
Dude, they'd better.
They have to.
Right?
Like, I'm surprised they didn't have a Cousin It in this.
Exactly.
I'm surprised they don't have a Cousin It right now. What if Cousin It had a bald spot?
Oh, that would be good.
That would be hilarious.
Would that be funny?
It would be hilario. Nay, hilario.
Yeah, the show is good though. It's like what, 8 episodes?
Yeah.
And they're all like 30 to 45 minutes long, something like that.
I almost started watching She-Hulk the other day. I got super close.
Riv loves that show. So you'll fall right in.
So you'll think it's great too. You have to taste it.
Like I want to start the Masters of the Universe one. Because Kevin Smith did that, but I've heard good and bad things. I feel like I like Kevin Smith enough that I'm gonna be like, oh, I get it. I see where he's going.
The people that hate Kevin Smith stuff will always say bad stuff about Kevin Smith stuff.
Right,
Yeah.
and that's fair. Like, it's Kevin Smith. You either love him or hate him, and there's really not a lot of people that are like, oh, I mean, like, I'll watch all the stuff he does, but I don't really care for him.
I don't really like him, but I'll watch
Right,
everything he does.
right.
Yeah, there's two kinds of people that do that. People who are big fans and people that hate watch. Like, I fucking hate Kevin Smith. I can't wait.
Is there anybody that you like to hate watch that you can think of?
I don't know. If I don't like an actor, I don't want to see them.
Yeah, I can't think of anybody. Like, I was thinking more of like directors, like Michael Bay. He's one that a lot of people hate watch.
I don't watch Michael Bay shit.
I think I don't discriminate against him, like, but I'm not going to go out of my way to watch his stuff.
Aubrey Plaza.
She's amazing.
I don't particularly care for her.
What?
All right, I'll see you later.
He's fucking out of here. What's wrong with Aubrey Plaza?
I just don't like.
She's like grown-up Wednesday Addams.
The problem, I think that's part of the problem, is because that's how she's presented. Is like, oh look, she's a girl with bad attitude. Isn't she hilarious?
But she's only girl with bad attitude in a few things.
But that's like I saw her in only those things for like the first several things I saw. And so all I've seen her in was those things. And I'm like, I
Right.
can't stand this. And like the one thing I go back that I enjoy watching that has her in it is Parks and
Right.
Rec, where she is just that character.
She is
Mhm.
100% that person all the
And
time.
like I'm fine with her character in the context of that show. Like it works and it makes sense. But like in Scott Pilgrim, she was that character. In like in like I can't remember
She was
anything
in
else.
Scott Pilgrim.
Yeah, she was that character.
That's a movie you need to go back and watch because there's a lot of people from that movie that blew up.
Mm-hmm.
Scott, and it's really good.
It is a good movie. It was on TV. I feel like this summer, and I just I flipped channels, and there it was, and Riv started to get really sucked into it, and I'm like, no, because like I
No.
realized what it's about. Like as I'm watching it, I'm like, oh no, we're not watching this. And she's like, can I watch it? I'm like, in like 4 years at least.
It's like don't let him start watching Kick-Ass because
Right.
that takes some
That's right
sharp
up that
turns.
line.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's Kick-Ass and Scott Pilgrim have a similar tone, so to speak.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's like colorful and fun and
Well, here,
incredibly violent.
yeah. Let's look up who is in Scott Pilgrim.
That'll be good. Yeah.
Yeah, because that's
so
a good list. Go ahead.
I think that's why I don't like her is just because I just saw her in that role over and over, and and when an actor reminds me of a person I don't like, it makes me not like that actor.
Ooh. I I got sent a clip from Key and Peele where Jordan
Jordan's the fat one with hair.
Jordan was playing a fat girl who is gaslighting her boyfriend that's trying to break up with her. And I was like, oh my God, there is a certain type of person that I can't stand, even when it's a guy I know is acting.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, Carver is a doctor in Europe.
Saving people's lives. That tracks.
Who's Carver?
You ever see The Good Doctor on TV? God damn it. Oh, that came out way too easy. That's what she said.
That's what she said.
Carver used to be friends with Amy in Horvalis. She was in their group, their study group. He was in their study group, and he came down here for Scrub Fest one summer with the whole study group, and we went up to the falls right after I'd had surgery, and Jake jumped in to the falls and almost drowned, and Carver jumped in and saved his life.
So I can't
Jake's
say
not to
anything.
make fun of him.
Yeah, I'm not allowed to make fun of Carver, but I can laugh when other people do.
He can definitely laugh at the jokes. So
he's still a really cool guy.
He might most definitely be on the spectrum. Like, which is also what The Good Doctor is about. I'll comment back to that later. So here's the list of actors in Scott Pilgrim versus the World. Michael Cera, we all knew that.
Yep.
Kieran Culkin, which is Macaulay Culkin's brother.
Oh, okay. That explains why he looks weird.
Right? Anna Kendrick.
Okay.
Allison Pill, what is she in?
Oh, she's in a bunch of shit. That name
Goon.
sounds familiar.
She's in Goon and Dan in Real Life and Archer.
Is she the girlfriend in Goon?
She plays Eva.
Yes.
Is that the girlfriend? Yeah. He's in both Goon movies. Okay. Anyway, back to the list. Aubrey Plaza, which we talked about. Mary Elizabeth Winstead. I think that's Ramona. Yeah, it's Ramona. She's in Cloverfield and Live Free or Die Hard and Death Proof. She's in a bunch of shit. Jason Schwartzman.
Yeah.
He's in, yeah, you know who he is. Skipping some of these because I don't care. But then Captain America. What is his name? Chris Evans is in it. He plays one of the 7 evil.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, there he is, Chris Evans. Let's see if I recognize any of it. Brie Larson's in it.
Chris Evans also.
The porn star Brie Larson?
No, Captain Marvel. Wait, there's a porn star Brie Larson? Hold on, I'm looking this up.
This is
important.
important.
No, that's Brie Olson.
Oh.
That's different.
Bill Hader is one of the voices on
love
Scott
Bill
Pilgrim. That's funny. Oh shit. Ding. Thomas Jane, uncredited. Vegan police.
Who's like a C tier actor like Bill Hader that if you hear he's in a movie that you'll see it because he's in it?
Michael Cera.
Who's the guy that played Ted Lasso?
Sudeikis?
Jason Sudeikis.
Yeah. Actually, you know, like the cast from Horrible Bosses?
Yeah.
Like those guys. If they're in a movie, I'll watch
Jason
it.
Sudeikis and
Charlie Day.
And what is Jason Bateman?
Yeah, Jason Bateman. If those guys are in a movie, I'll watch it.
Mine is Paul Rudd. Oh, he's more B tier.
Paul Rudd's a good one. Like Ant-Man is one of my favorites. I have a feeling Paul Rudd dies in the new Ant-Man movie though.
Probably.
Why do they have to kill off these actors? Like, I get they get bored with the role. Like, Chris Evans was Captain America like 12 times or some shit. But we don't get bored of him. Mm-hmm. Like, that's why we watch Breaking Bad, 100 episodes or whatever. You know, like, well, it's not. It's like 60, but you know what I mean? Like, we watch The Office, 200 episodes or 199. Exactly.
Over and over and over again.
Right?
That's also, I mean, there's also psychological reasons for that too.
Well, and there's a lot of the doctor, right? There's doctors. There's a lot of actors that they get these jobs on TV shows, and to them, they're struggling actors, and that's a paycheck. But then you get movie stars, and they're like, I'm making $20 million a movie. I don't want to be stuck playing Captain America in my spangly tights forever.
Well, also the thing about being Captain America is that you have to stay basically in shape to be Captain America, like for the rest of for several years at a time.
But he's like basically in the same shape now.
I mean,
I get what you're saying.
Yeah, like, think about like.
It's not like Black Adam though, where The Rock was like, I don't want any padding in my suit. I want it to be me. Okay, well, cool, good for you.
Dude, someone the other day they were like, hey, I saw it's like the Rock being accused of steroid abuse. I'm like, no shit.
Yeah.
Like, really?
Well, yeah, I saw that too. Like Joe Rogan, on his show, basically called him out.
Yeah.
They're like, after the Liver King debacle, now Joe Rogan's calling out The Rock.
I think the way that came out was he wants The Rock to just tell us what he's on. Mm-hmm. And my thought was he's not competing against anybody. So what's it hurt?
Yeah.
And he's not saying he's not on. He's not going out there being like, no, I'm not on anything. He's not doing anything like that.
He's like, you can look like me if you just, say your prayers and eat your vitamins, brother.
Yeah, he didn't do that. God, Hulk Hogan really was the first Liver King.
Yep. Oh my God, he was.
Right?
Let me tell you something, dude.
He was like the Liver King and the Tiger King.
Made a man. Tiger Liver King.
The tiger. What if the Liver King got a tiger? Would he become the Tiger Liver King?
He would eat the tiger liver.
No, because then if he eats it, becomes the Burger King.
And then he give the blood to Charlie Sheen.
Yes, because he loves the tiger's blood. Yes. Man, the Charlie Sheen King is what he needs.
The Sheen King.
Full circle. We talked about Brie Olson, and then now we're talking about Charlie Sheen.
Yep. Wait, what's Brie Olson and? Oh, Brie Olson, not Brie Larson. Yeah.
I was like, wait a minute.
Son of a bitch does it all the time.
They do it?
Yes. Wait.
Probably.
Scott Pilgrim. And Liver King.
Burger King, Liver King.
I can't even write.
What if you got it sent to your house? If you got Burger King sent to your house, it would be Deliver King.
They have a delivery option too. Wait, I wonder if that's what it's called. Oh
It
shit.
better be called Deliver King.
My phone has been typing everything I'm saying.
That's good.
It's like a fucking list.
It's like home stenographer.
The home
I am at home.
pocket home stenographer.
Oh, I was really hoping you guys would get that one.
Oh, I got the home stenographer joke. I'm with it. I'm hip.
Oh my gosh. Did that part make you laugh, Jake? The pocket stenographer, because they turn around and there's a little person on his back because it was unexpected.
Yeah. It was already a funny joke, but then there was a surprise little person, which is 100% giggle inducing.
It was definitely Jake's thing.
And it's not like, and I always feel like I have to explain myself every time this happens. Like every time I talk about this, I'm not disrespectful. It's an involuntary reflex. Like I can't help myself but to giggle. Like these guys have been around me. It happened 2 or 3 times during tailgate this year.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, "Hey Jake," I just bust into a total giggle fest. And I'm not even like laughing to laugh. My body is just giggling. I don't know how else to explain it.
No, that's pretty good. Like it happens though. I wish I had one of those. No, I do. When people run into doors or glass or like, oh my God, Jake sent me one. Was it yesterday? Or maybe I sent it to you. It was the person ran into the post.
Yes.
And was like,
I said to you,
center post, Texas, middle linebacker. Like those fucking make me laugh. Ever since Tommy Boy, like when I realized Tommy Boy running into the glass and then the fucking fence, like I'm dead every time.
People running into shit is your thing.
That is so my thing.
Dave, what's the thing that will always? I mean, the universal guy gets hit in the nuts. Everybody's gonna laugh at guy hitting the nuts.
Yeah, I'm trying. I can't. I've been trying to think of one. I can't really think of it.
There's nothing that like you see it and you just start laughing.
No, I can't. No, I can't think of anything.
Or even if it's just like something that you get a reaction from. I sent you the text of me talking.
Shit.
It just it wrote down all that shit. It's like Paul Rudd to get what I like, dude. Like Ant-Man is one of my favorites. I have a feeling Paul Rudd dies in the new Ant-Man movie though. It typed all that. Like I didn't even have the phone near me. I just had touched the fucking talk to type thing. But it put periods and question marks and
the best edit on this. But you know what I mean? If you watch The Office 200 episodes or 199, right?
Oh my gosh, are they going to show the Blazers on TV? No.
No.
I have not got to see the Blazers once this year.
Use my Xfinity.
No. Be on TV.
Okay.
We're not bad.
No, we're pretty decent. I'm going this Saturday. I'm excited.
Oh yeah. And didn't you say it was like
it's
Queen night or something?
No, it's Pride night, and so like I don't know. They're like everything will be like gay
rainbow
Pride night.
Colored.
Yeah, so I'm hoping that
didn't they already have a month earlier this year?
No, that's in this is basketball, and the Blazers don't usually play in June.
Them's
the breaks. But in any event, like I'm hoping that they're gonna have like some sort of rainbow like Blazer logo. That'd be kind of cool.
That would be cool. Oh, so here's train of thought thing right here. I thought Rainbow Coalition, and then I thought Cole, and I was like, oh yeah, we hung out with Cole Carter on Saturday. Yeah. Dave and I were sitting here, or maybe were you even over here yet?
Yeah, I was.
I was like, oh, we're gonna watch fights, and you're like, all right, I'm gonna come over, and then Cole just gets drunk at 2:00, and calls me, and I'm like, hey, it's good. And he's like, I'm drunk. And I'm like, oh, well, if you're not drunk enough later that you can drive over, we're going to watch fights, just me and Deaton, and hang out. And he's like, really? Yeah. All right, I'm there. And then he just showed up. He's like, you still at the same place? I'm like, yeah. Cool Carter.
Go Carter.
Kokata. Halalala.
Let me holler at you.
Halalala. Oh, man. There's some old heads in the NBA, man, like around. They're showing Gar Hurd. Let me see if I can rewind it real quick.
Gar Hurd?
You've ever heard of him? First of
No,
all, why
never,
is this game
more like never heard?
106 to 63 in the third?
That's bad.
It's not good. Yeah, Gar Hurd played 4 seasons for the Suns. This dude looks like he's 70. I would say 70. How old are the Suns?
Apparently, I mean, they were old. I don't know. Fuck Phoenix.
Have the Phoenix Suns always been in Phoenix?
No, I think they set originally in the West.
God damn it. The Phoenix Suns used to be the Hollywood Sunset.
Yeah, they used to be, I don't know, like the
Hollywood Sunset would be a good basketball team.
The Sunset Strip.
Yeah, exactly. See, I don't know if that's
the Vegas
same
Strip
place.
would be such a good name for.
We came up with some good names for the Vegas teams. We
and
did
they
this
didn't use
thing.
any of them.
Yeah, well, they don't have a team yet, so they still could.
The Raiders.
Well, when LeBron gets his team there.
Yeah, they're going to be called like the LeBrons.
And they're going to have a LeBron's statue out of bronze.
And their uniforms are going to be bronze colored.
Yeah, makes sense.
The logo is going to be his hairline. The throwback jerseys will have his hairline way back.
Which hairline?
It depends on what point of the playoffs is where his hairline is.
Oh, man. Did you see where Draymond Green called LeBron his greatest player of all time? Because so hear me out.
Yeah.
His reasoning was that LeBron beat the greatest team ever assembled.
Okay.
In the playoffs. And Michael Jordan never did that. And I'm like, but Michael Jordan was on the real greatest team. Yeah, you guys only lost 9 regular season games, but you didn't win a championship, which means you aren't the greatest team.
It's true.
That's how that works.
Nobody gives a shit about the 18-1 New England Patriots.
No. Which is weird because weren't the Dolphins like 16-0 when they won the Super Bowl?
Yeah, like they finished the season 16-0.
I feel like if you get to 16-0, that should count.
I'm so like I want a team to do it so bad. I want them to run the table so bad. I don't care who it is, as long as it's not like the fucking like 49ers.
I don't want the Dolphins, or not the Dolphins. The Dolphins would be funny.
It would be funny if we were the Dolphins.
But I mean, I don't want the 49ers. I don't want the Cowboys.
Yeah.
Really don't want the Giants. But like the Jets would be great. I don't want to see the Packers do it because certain people that we talk to will be too hype about it. And
they will never shut the fuck up.
Never. Right. It will never end. And we'll just be like, yeah, well, you guys could be the Huskies, so fuck off.
Yeah. So at this point, we're looking for a team to go 20-0. And yeah.
It's unlikely because you have to win 2 rounds of playoffs in the Super Bowl.
17 regular season games.
And 17 regular season. Like, there's college teams that get to 20 wins in a row, but that's rare. But, I mean, like, I feel like a college team has a better chance because the balance can be,
Well, and not only that, you can have 20 wins in a row if you start in conference season, and then you go, like, you win 9 straight, and then you go 11-0 to start the next season. Like,
right.
It's 20.
Who was it was it BYU that was on the longest win streak when we beat them? Which was crazy. And then, not Syracuse, Clemson. There it is. Yeah. The Orange Bowl thing. Well, that was funny too. You were like, is this real?
Yeah. Like the way it was reported, I'm like, this sounds legit, but also
The way he's talking. Oh, Blazers play Thursday on NBA TV, which means it'll be blacked out here. Awesome.
Lame.
I'm so sick of blackout games. Just let
So
me watch.
explain to me, why do they do
Blazers.
blackout games?
Because they think that Robin should be in attendance.
Right. That's their logic. They don't realize that Portland is the only team from Sacramento north.
Mm-hmm.
You go as far north as you want on I-5. So that's 6 hours south of me, plus 8 hours to the Canadian border, maybe 6 hours, probably 6, 7 hours, something like that.
Like
I don't remember. It's been a long
9,
time. No, it's
10.
not that far. 11, 12. I could see that. That's a realistic possibility.
Beat your meat
Who's
until
driving?
it spells beat your meat.
Right.
Your meat.
But yeah, so they and then the other side is beat their meat. They have the other side of that is that they have TV contracts with local stations. So like some Portland station that I don't fucking get is like, hey, we're gonna show the Blazers. You get to see 26 games this year, and I'm like,
on
I
Comcast
don't.
Sportsnet.
Right. If you have Comcast, which nobody does down here.
Yeah.
Is there Comcast? I guess we had Comcast internet. It was terrible. Terrible.
Terrible.
Terrible.
Terrible
Did
Shaq.
you see that video of fucking
Yeah,
Kenny? Did you see that, Dave?
You
Dude,
know Shaq took a dive, but
right? So on the show on TNT, what is it
inside
called?
the NBA.
Inside the NBA with Kenny the Jet Smith and Chuck
On
and
TNT.
Shaq and Ernie. Kenny does this thing where he's like, I'm going to go draw on the board. And he takes off running. And sometimes Chuck will race him. And sometimes Shaq will race him. But they never say they're going to race him. Well, Shaq gets up to fucking race him. And Kenny fucking hip checks him. And there's a Christmas tree on the left. And he just fucking goes flying with his big ass.
And all you see are his shoes sticking out.
Dude, he sold it so good. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Because it's pretty good. You'll want to see it.
You'll want to see it at home, especially if you're watching on Spotify or on YouTube. You'll be able to see it live.
Well, I mean, like, you could just look it up. I mean, probably yourself, just like I just
Kenny Smith
doing.
tackles Shaq into Christmas tree. Just Google that.
No, but I'm finding the video on their thing. Thanks. Oh,
hey, there it is.
Go back, Kenny. I don't think that's a setup. I think Shaq sold it and didn't know he was gonna sell it.
Yeah.
Chuck didn't know. Ernie didn't know. I'm all right.
Yeah.
Hey, Big Shaq.
Me up.
Big Shaq.
Shaq
takes
down.
a lot of man to pick up a man like me. Big Shaq.
Shaq Adams. Pick me up off the ground.
Right now I'm the big present.
Let him have a big pizza.
Hey,
maybe some big chicken.
Get Papa John's, but now it's called Papa Shaq's.
I can't wait for Big Chicken to be expanded, though. That stuff is so good.
You know what he should have done? He should have changed the name of Papa John's to Pizza Shack.
Well, I don't know. He's just on the board, isn't he?
I mean, he's like the main dude.
So he's on the board and he owns some restaurants. That's his
He owns
part.
like 13 restaurants.
But it's a publicly traded company, and I don't know who owns the controlling interest.
Yeah.
I don't think it's him, though.
Yeah, it might be. It's definitely not the guy it used to be.
You remember, like, 2 years ago, Shaq tried to buy Reebok?
No.
He was like, hey, I got $50 million. And Adidas was like, yeah, no, we're good. We're not selling.
Like, we don't need you.
I got 51.
Like, how about 52?
How about a boo-boo? Throw in some chicken. Oh, man. Dude, Big Chicken is so fucking good, though.
It's so good.
Like, I could go for some Big Chicken right now.
I don't know why we're not eating Big Chicken.
I'll tell you why, because we're not near Big Chicken.
I'm fairly near a Big Chicken.
You are. I think they have it at the stadium there. Which stadium is it? It's where
The Climate Pledge Arena.
Climate Pledge Arena.
Climate Pledge. This one would be real bad for Dave's mom. Climate Pledge Arena is where the Seattle Kraken play. So if
what are they pledging?
That they will have zero emissions from the arena.
Does an arena emit a lot of CO2?
It must, from energy and all that, energy consumption, and
they better start watching games by candlelight.
Apparently they do all sorts of shit to make it zero emission. So
that's one of the things, like, I get where they're coming from, but at the same time, I've never fully understood the concept of making the carbon balance thing.
Well, here's the bullshit part of all that is that a lot of times people just buy carbon credits. So it's like, yeah, we're not actually carbon neutral. We're paying to be carbon neutral. So are you carbon neutral?
They are
I don't know.
On paper.
I probably don't know what I'm talking about, and somebody's screaming. They're at work right now pushing the mail cart, and they're just screaming at their rubber band ball like, isn't that what the fuck he's talking about?
Do you have a rubber band ball at work?
I do. I'm building one.
It.
I'm building
You're the only one. Oh, man.
That was a very specific thing to be yelling at.
I mean, it just seemed like a thing that Jake might have.
It came from there was a commercial for, I think it was like Office Max online. Yeah. And they used the Spinners Rubber Band Man commercial, and it was the guy pushing the mail truck, and he had the little rubber band ball that was spinning on a pencil.
Uh-huh.
Like, I remember that, and that's where that was coming from.
So did you buy this rubber band ball, or did you inherit it, or how did you come to have this rubber band ball?
So, story of the rubber band ball.
The people want to know, or just
on the inside. The people want to know. On the inside of the rubber band ball is some thread tape.
Wait, did you make this ball?
I'm making this ball.
Oh, making. So it's ever expanding.
Yeah, it's still, you can still see the shape of.
Have you took progress pictures like babies?
I mean, I could take it all
1 month
and start over. But
that's not cool. You can't do that with a baby.
It starts. You don't know that.
I mean, you could, I guess.
Theoretically. Or there's a whole book about it.
Oh my god.
But yeah, I have. Yeah. Forgot where I was going with this.
I was asking where.
Oh, the rubber band ball. Yeah, so thread tape in the middle, and I'm getting the rubber bands from everywhere that anytime something comes in with a rubber band in the packaging, goes on the rubber band ball. And right now it's about that big around. It can bounce, but it is not wholly spherical at this time.
Right. That's the tough part, because those, even when they're store-bought, they're tough to control.
But we're in the process.
Do you have a goal for this rubber band ball, or is this just an ever-expanding rubber band ball?
See how far I can take it.
Right? Like, that's what I want to see.
So she said.
Exactly. Yeah. See how far you can expand it?
Yeah. See how deep that...
Expand down.
The rest of that is butthole goes.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Butthole.
Yep. I was waiting for Dave to say it anyway, so that's perfect.
My expertise.
The area Dave knows.
No, call me all Dave butt stuff Deaton for nothing.
Finding the line Deaton.
Oh man.
More of a crease.
Like hockey.
Dave's butt's like somebody took a Sharpie and drew a line down the middle of his back.
You know, last week he sent us a picture of his back, and he's like, "Were you at the tanning thing?"
Oh yeah.
This fucking guy. Did you get that picture, Jake?
I don't think I did.
Oh, he's like, "Hey, do I have kind of a bald spot?" And he's in the tanning booth, and it's just a picture of like from an angle where you could see the top of his head, but also down his back, and there's his fucking ass just hanging out. Just there for all of us. Lucky enough to get that Snapchat. Right.
Somebody said to me, I was wearing a hat. I took my hat off, and they're like, "Oh, I see why you wear that hat. It's because you got a big bald spot." I was like, "Oh wow, you can see my bald spot from all the way down there."
Yep.
Well, you know, these people.
Hey,
but anywhere in the world. But they're here with us. We appreciate that. Make sure you're checking out everything on BADFACTS.INFO. And definitely notsellingdrugs.com for the video version of the podcast.
Any drugs there.
0 drugs for sale. But for this episode, this edition of my show with Alex and Jake, good night, universe.
That's podcast.
Yeah!
I might share some drugs on that website.
Just
Definitely not selling them.
Not selling them. No.
Not
today.
Anybody want a peanut?
Anybody want a peanut? Okay, bye, folks.
Bye.